Hey there, YouTubers. We all have our go-to dish that we're having people come over that we want to try to present to them. And today I'm going to be making something I've made plenty of times, but I'm just going to make it a different way. I'm going to make it in the smoker today. The reason why I'm using the smoker is I like the way the smoker cooked the standing rib roast I did the last time. It cooked it all the way through uniformly instead of kind of too much on the ends and the inside. So we're going to take some of the things I did with the standing rib roast and cooking the meat the same way, but then making a dish out of it that not really looking for a bark or a big thick crust. We're not looking for a big smoky taste, just an enhancement of the flavor. So let's get started. We're going to start by getting a gallon of water with a cup of kosher salt, and we're going to brine the meat. I'm only going to do it for a couple hours, and I'm going to actually do it on the counter here covered, so I'm just going to bring the meat to room temperature because I don't want this too salty either, and so I'm not going to brine it overnight how I would normally do with a prime rib. The prime rib actually like the salty flavor, but I'm going to get some saltiness from other ingredients in this recipe that I'm going to make. Worcestershire sauce as a binding agent, and I'm just going to season it with some garlic salt and some black pepper, and we're going to put it in the smoker at 250 degrees. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of smoke that we need. I ended up putting some marjoram on top. I did coat all sides with the garlic salt and the pepper, but marjoram just gives meat just a little bit extra flavor. And we're just going to close this up and we're going to let that smoke. Finely diced shallots, added some garlic. We're going to add some shiitake mushrooms. And you can use portobello mushrooms, you can use white mushrooms, but I find that shiitake mushrooms work best for this. And then we're gonna have a half stick of butter. We're gonna stick this in a pan, and we are gonna saute them. While we have the mushrooms sauteing, we're gonna slice up some prosciutto, small little slices. After you dice up that prosciutto, you wanna toss it in with the sauteed shiitake mushrooms. Let it crisp up just a little bit. Mixing bowl, we're going to have 1 cup of Marsala wine and 1 cup of water. Now here's my big cheat. I do add 2 packets of powdered gravy mix, McCormick, and I just add that to the 1 cup of water and 1 cup of Marsala wine. If I'm making chicken Marsala, instead of using water, I actually use chicken broth. When you start seeing a little bit of browning, that's when I add an ingredient that's going to have half you guys scratching your heads and the other half just saying straight out no. But I add some blueberries. So we're going to put this aside in a bowl for a couple hours and we'll reheat it later. I'm going to roast up some parsnips, so I pretty much just cut them all in half. If they're really big, I cut them in quarters. Just going to add some salt and pepper and some vegetable oil on top of them. I'm going to bake them in the oven, or roast them in the oven I should say, for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees. I add some baby gold potatoes to this as well. This is one of the advantages of having the smoker, is I can be cooking the meat in one outdoor oven technically, and then using the oven to cook the vegetables. I don't want to overcook it, so about 2.5 hours in, we're going to check the temperature. Because I didn't weigh this meat, I cut it in half. It was 7 pounds, and so I'm thinking it's about 4 pounds. And the last time I cooked the standing rib roast, it was 30 minutes per pound to get to 125. I want to go a little bit higher temperature this time, like 130 to 135. So I'm going to check the temperature now for 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's been resting for about 30 minutes now. I'm getting ready to cut into it. And I'm going to tell you ahead of time that when I checked it with the thermometer, it was 146 degrees, so it was about 10 degrees warmer than I want to take it out. I probably should have taken it at the 2-hour mark. Like I said, I made the mistake of not weighing this beforehand, so I just estimated based on how long it took the rib roast. This cooked a lot quicker, maybe because it's leaner, but we're going to cut into it and see what we're up with. I am shocked. I really was expecting this to be really overcooked, and this is absolutely fantastic. I mean, nice and juicy, lean. People are going to be very happy with this. And again, just like with the prime rib, it looks like it's cooked very uniformly through. This just looks absolutely fantastic. So here we have Tenderloin, Marsala, with roasted parsnips and baby potatoes. You know this is going to be good.